Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Granblue Fantasy vs. Community League Review Show. My name is Mike Ross, and today we have a very special treat for you. We just witnessed the EU Finals, in which Dragoi went through the entire tournament without ever seeing the loser's bracket. Only losers from the bracket in the winner's side. Nevertheless, he retained his title using Belial the whole way through. Today we're going to get a chance to sit down and talk with him and get a chance to know what a true champion thinks about while playing their matches. Without further ado, Dragoi. Thank you so much for joining us right now, Dragoi. Dragoi, you are the Granblue Fantasy vs. Community League EU champion. How did it feel taking home first place? Taking home. You're already home, but you know what I mean, taking first place.
Well, it felt really good. It's also a bit surprising, since the EU level was really high with these finals. You can see so many 3-2 games, so many small upsets, and everyone was playing so strong that I even doubted myself for a bit. But I'm really happy to be able to have taken it.
Yeah, you got to remove all doubt from your head. So when you were approaching it, and let's say at the very start of the tournament, what was your confidence levels going into it? I mean, mind you, we already know that you have very great results in major tournaments for Granblue. So, you were kind of a favorite from a lot of people. But you had your own doubts. What was going through your head on the day of the top 8?
Well, I had my fears in general, since I knew that my region wasn't like the strongest one. I knew the EU West qualifiers had very high level, and that made me kind of fear like Citizen and Saki, because I knew that they had worked really hard for the placement that they had. So I had a bit of fear in that sense, but I was also pretty confident once I saw the bracket and I started thinking about it, and I was like, okay, I have a clear path, which that clear path can always go away if you get put into losers suddenly, but it went as I planned, so that was really nice.
Right, yeah, you had a strong showing throughout the entire thing, never going into losers bracket. When you met up with Citizen in grand finals, how confident were you at that point that you were going to take it?
In grand finals, I felt pretty confident, and in winners finals, I was much more scared, and I maybe could have lost. I was very close to losing. I almost got away with an input error from Citizen there. That was very nice.
That was with his super in the corner, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of got lucky there, but that's part of the pro player privilege, I think.
Oh, I like that. So you're experiencing this privilege now. When players drop combos against you, it doesn't work the other way around.
Yeah, I have a strong presence, I think.
Yes, you definitely do. Yeah, so how does it feel now? It's like, you had kind of essentially been a part of this tournament through, all of last year. What was the overall experience like for you being a part of this this first ever community league event?
It was a really nice experience, honestly. Like, I don't think there's ever been as strong as a motivation to grind for a lot of players, and that can, like, for example, a player like Pira, we've tried to get him to play in some events a lot of the time, and he just says no. So seeing him be motivated, and even because you saw in his matches that he was doing some stuff that he had to have practiced even a bit. Even if he was learning, he practiced a bit, and he can't lie to me about that. So
no downplaying. You're not going to accept any downplaying, right? It's like, nah, that setup was kind of nasty. You were doing something there.
Yeah, he doesn't get to say, yeah, I don't play this game. No.
Yeah.
You do.
That's right. Good, yeah, call him out. Let him know. He's not going to get away with that. That Lancelot was moving too crisp to be out of shape. Yeah, so, you've been doing this for a minute. You got a chance to play against, literally the best players in the EU region. And now you're starting 2023 off with the championship belt around. Are there any players, that you would like to, that you kind of trained with leading up to this that you kind of want to give a shout out to?
Well, TK Dog's one of them. I trained a lot with the Spanish players,
Hmm.
and his performance was absolutely insane. Like
Yeah.
he could have beaten Citizen very easily. Like it was like a last game situation, and he didn't even play as I would say like his best. I think he could have played better, and even then he got so close. Uh, and also from the Spanish qualifiers, Garbit was also like a very big training
Hmm.
partner. He's a close friend and a very strong player. And of course, Citizen, we've played a lot, and since we're pretty close in that sense. But
Gotcha.
it's also scary to play him in tournament as always.
Yeah, because I was looking at you guys, or when you saw the matchup, I didn't realize that you guys had like done a lot of, should I say, like out of tournament sessions and
Yeah.
playing and stuff like that. Do you guys meet a lot in other online tournaments?
Yeah, usually in grand finals and stuff like that. Mostly when there's an incentive to play, in the sense of
Yeah.
a bit of money.
Yeah,
But
yeah. It doesn't hurt, right? It doesn't hurt.
yeah, yeah, we'll need it. But we haven't played too much recently since it was we talked about it and it was it's a bit like we feel we're going to play in the grand finals, so you
Mhm.
don't want to like ruin the
Yeah.
build up, right? Like
Yeah.
it that's why the bride and the groom can meet too early. They need to meet in the moment. So
That's right. You wanna maintain that level of passion once you get into the grand finals. Nah, I got you. Yeah, you don't want to spoil your dinner. That makes sense. I like that.
exactly. Yeah.
So so with that, is there any I might have asked you this before around the first time we talked after you had won the qualifier, but just kind of reiterate. I'm hearing that for Granblue specifically, it's a lot of times where this is some people's first fighting game, and they're making it this far. Is there any advice you might have for players that are considering picking up, Granblue and wanting to get into the tournament aspect of the world? If you don't mind, like how did you get involved with tournaments?
Oh, I think that's a very nice question. I think a lot of the time tournaments are a bit too intimidating for newer players, and I think it can be really easy for newer players to they start playing amongst themselves, which is of course a very nice way to learn. But at some point, you do kind of have to get picked out of that bubble, and then you have to lose pretty hard, which is not a fun experience, but you have to. And I think having a player like Soki, for example, in this year's tournament, is like he's so impressive for such a newer player. And I think the way he got there is just he played a lot against people that were stronger than him. He played a lot in tournaments, and that's a unique learning experience. So I think if more newer players can just play tournaments, don't think too hard about it, just enjoy the experience of it. It's a unique experience. Sometimes it's a bit rough, but you'll enjoy it if you know what you're looking for. You'll enjoy it, and then just like appreciate the time you spend with other players, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
So, and you've played now, you've played uh, in offline events in front of literally thousands of people. You've played online events in front of thousands of people. You've played matches for a high five and a milkshake. You've played for some money. Do you get nervous? Do you ever experience nerves in any of the matches? Like, are there some times where you actually feel pressure or anything? How do you deal with nerves, if at all, if you get them?
I feel extremely nervous. I feel like I am about to pass out a lot of the time when I'm playing. Even from these finals, I had some moments, especially like a winners finals, or also in the first round when I
Yeah.
dropped the game, where I felt like, oh, my hands are shaking a bit. But I think uh, I don't think nerves go away, so to speak. I think everyone has nerves. I think it's the wrong goal to trying to take away your nerves. I think it's all about how you deal with them, and I think the really strong players just deal with them very well. And but I think also if you really enjoy what you're doing, and you really get into the match, there will come a time where you disconnect from all the nerves you have in your head, and then you just get into the game.
That's that zone. That's that peak
Yeah.
gamer moment, right? That's you just everything is deadens around you and you're just locked into the match. So, in dealing with nerves and such, did you experience any when you were playing against Fitison? And I think there was a moment when he jumped over you, you threw out a button, and somehow your limb hit him even though he was behind you, and you converted that into like a full combo. Do you know that moment? Do you know what?
I have watched it back a couple of times.
Okay. What the hell was going through your head when that happened? Did you
I
know it
think
was gonna work?
Yes. Well, I had a feeling.
Okay.
I don't like to know. I like to surprise people, and I like to surprise myself too. So I just it's more fun that way.
That's right. That's right.
So so when I did it, I was like, oh, okay, I'm sick.
Yes,
I'm sick.
I'm so happy to hear that, because you know what? You never know. That person over there watching may not have said that was sick, but as long as you say it and you feel it, you know it, that's the best, right? Who cares what they think? You got to believe you're sick, and it was sick, and you are sick. So I'm glad you said that. Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
I'll never forget. I love, how you kind of touched on one of the things is you like to play. You like to play for the people. You like to put on a show while you're playing, and I think your gameplay does it. You express yourself through the game very well. Were you at all considering any other characters throughout this tournament, or were you just 100% set that Blau was the one?
I was considering it, and depending on the bracket that I had, but with the matchups that I got in the end against Soki, that matchup is very bad. I'm sorry for Soki if he's watching this. That matchup is not really playable. I'm so sorry.
Ooh.
Yeah, it is not a good one, obviously. And against Citizen, well, his character is very strong. So
yeah.
and he's also very strong in general. So I only feel confident giving him my best.
Yeah.
And against Venom, it's just I could have played. I was thinking about playing another character, but since it's the first match of the tournament, your hands are cold, your brain is not going at full power.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to give yourself time to wake up. You got to
Exactly,
snap into the moment. Sometimes you need to. If I think you might have either lost the first round or the first game or something like that. Is that right, or did you lose the first round or something like that? If you remember.
I think I lost the second game. That I'm
okay.
sure about.
Okay.
And yeah, that made me quite nervous.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, dealing with that, it's gotta suck when you're down a round or down a game in such a high pressure situation. But it never stopped you because you buckled through and showed that you're an actual champion. You're the champion. You're the greatest. I said it earlier. You got the bragging rights. You can technically say you're the greatest Granblue player in the world, and anybody that has otherwise to say, they can fight you for it. But you have it. All right, so Dragoi, this weekend we have the NA finals that's going to be happening, and I just wanted to know if maybe you had any predictions or any biased favorites. It's totally okay to share that with me. I won't share that with anybody else. But if you're wondering, the players that are going to be in there is Skyfarer, Callisto, Wavy, Senpai Spider, Apple, Diver, Zombie Moo, and Shuabu.
Oh, that's some really strong players. Yeah, I had the privilege of meeting some of them during my stay for Evo.
Nice.
So I work on a basis where the person who beats me the most should win.
Yes.
Because then I look better.
Absolutely.
So I think Tom you should win.
Okay.
He's a really strong player, and he also has been like the strongest player in NA for a while.
Yeah.
So I believe in him to keep the title, even if the rest of the people have also gotten really strong.
I like that. Well, everybody that's curious, there you have it. We have the EU champion giving his pick on who is the possible winner. Now it's up to the other 7 players to make him look like a liar. But
Yes.
I think, I've talked with a lot of people, and they too kind of feel that Zombie is the one to kind of watch out for. So we'll be looking forward to that. Before I let you go, there is what is happening also. Are you familiar at all with Granblue Fest?
Oh, I am. I've been looking forward to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is anything that you're kind of looking forward to? I'm just curious.
Well, of course, I would love more content and maybe like everyone wants rollback and all of that. Uh, well, I also want a balance patch. Well, everyone wants that. I do not want them to nerf my character, even if he's like the second best character in the game. I would rather that doesn't happen. But it would be appreciated anyway. Yeah.
No, okay, go ahead.
No, any new thing would be nice. Honestly, I don't want to go with high expectations. So wherever we get, we get.
I just like it. You got to be the first person on planet Earth to say, I don't want my character to get nerfed because my character's strong. Most people say, I don't want my character to get nerfed because my character sucks. And they're downplaying. Their character's already the best. You're the first person being honest. I like that.
Thank you.
And that is why you are a champion. You are honest, you're grounded, you're down to earth, you know what time it is. Well, Dragoi, I want to thank you so much for taking this time out of your day to chat with me and to even participate in this tournament and sharing your experience with the world. It's been an awesome pleasure, and I can't wait to see what you do in 2023.
Oh no, it's been my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me. This event has been a blessing for the whole community, and it's always, so fun to be able to participate in a high stakes kind of thing with everyone from EU. So thank you so much, and thank you, Mike, for having me too. I'm a big fan, very big fan.
Me too, man. All right, thank you so much. Well, there you have it, everybody. That was Dragoi from the Wizards Club. Congratulations one more time for being the best Granblue player as of right now in 2023. And don't forget, coming up is Granblue Fest, which is taking place, and I'm pretty sure you guys are not going to want to miss out on whatever it is they got going on over there. I'm pretty sure they got some amazing cosplays going on and whatnot. But also is the NA Finals as well, which is going to be happening this weekend. You don't want to miss it because there's a lot of hype riding down, and this is it. This is the finals. This is the last of the last, the best of the best. So everybody's going to have to take the test of the test and see who's going to come out on top. Thank you guys so much. My name is Mike Ross, and I will see you this weekend.